In Lesson 81, we're looking at complex numbers and real numbers and products of complex conjugates and division of complex numbers. That sounds so much harder than what it really is, because what we're doing is multiplying top and bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. And we've talked about the conjugate of the denominator before. You simply change the middle sign. So I need to multiply top and bottom by 4 plus 2i. Okay, and you would use basically foiling, so I'm going to multiply the 2 across, so that'll be 8 plus 4i, and then I'll multiply the 3i across, so that'll be plus 12i plus 6i squared, and I'll simplify that in a little bit. And then I'll also FOIL out the bottom, so I'll multiply the 4 across, so I'll have 16 plus 8i, and then I'll multiply the negative 2i across, and then that'll be a negative 8i and minus 4i squared. Okay, then I'll simplify these. So I squared is a negative 1, so that multiplied by the 6 here makes this a negative 6. So 8 minus 6 is 2. And then 4 plus 12 is 16, and that keeps the I with it. Then in the denominator, we have another I squared, so that is a negative 1, which multiplied by the negative 4 makes that a positive 4. So 16 plus 4 is 20, and then 8i minus 8i, well, that is 0. So you can see I've put my denominator off center. But there is a common factor I need to factor out. I can divide all of those by 2. So this would be 1 plus 8i over 10. Now to put that in standard form, you would actually break up this into 2 fractions. So we would have 1/10 plus 8 over 10i, and then we would simplify this again by 2, so 1/10 plus 4 over 5i, and that would be in standard form. Okay, now we're basically doing the same thing on the second example. We're going to multiply top and bottom by the conjugate, so I'm going to multiply by 2i plus 3. 2i plus 3 on top and bottom. I'll FOIL the top and bottom. So I'm multiplying the 4 across first, so I'll have 8i plus 12, and then I'll multiply the negative 2i across, so minus 4i squared minus 6i. Okay, I'll simplify that here in a little bit. Then I'll FOIL out the bottom, so I'll multiply the 2i across, so I'll have 4i squared plus 6i, and then I'll multiply the negative 3 across, so I'll have negative 6i minus 9. Alright, now I need to replace my I squared with a negative 1, and then negative 4 times negative 1, that is a positive 4. Now I'll put my like terms together on the top. So 12 plus 4 is 16, and then 8i minus 6i, that's 2, so it'll be plus 2i. Then in the denominator, I need to replace that I squared with a negative 1, so it's going to be negative 4. So negative 4 minus 9 is a negative 13. And then these 6 i's cancel because one's positive and one's negative. Then to put this in standard form, I would break this up into 16, and this will be negative over 13 because 13 is negative. And then I'm going to do minus because again 13 is negative, so 2 over 13i. And that would be the standard form that we would want to use. Hopefully this helps you with your homework. If not, please ask some questions.